studio if you don't know me. I'm going to do another video today. It's going to be about glue retention. I think retention is an issue that most lash techs do have questions about just because it's so tricky. And the reason it's tricky is because it has a lot to do with the weather. And the weather is always changing. So let's talk about how we store adhesive. We want to make sure that the environment that we store our adhesive in is the most consistent possible. So let's just say you're in a space and they have the air conditioning on during the day, but they turn it off at night. That's going to change how your adhesive works. To resolve this issue, it's important to keep your glue at a consistent temperature and out of sunlight and away from moisture. I don't recommend storing your glue in the fridge because it can cause condensation and water buildup in the actual bottle of the glue, so try to avoid that. Fun fact, the only time you should be storing your glue in the fridge is before it's open. Even if you do this, it's important to take your glue out of the fridge 10 hours before you're going to use it. That way your glue can get used to the room temperature. Okay, let's talk about humidity. Every lash tech's worst nightmare, am I right? It's recommended that your room remains at 30 to 60% humidity, and there's almost no way of getting around this, unfortunately. It's just what it needs to be at for the fastest drying glues to work at their best. So how to solve a humidity issue in your room? If your room is too dry, get a humidifier. If your room is too humid, get a dehumidifier. Your room seriously needs to be at the perfect temperature for the glue that you're using. For retention, it is important that you test the humidity in your room. And one way of doing that is buying a little humidity monitor. You can actually purchase these on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And it's honestly worth it to see if your glue is reaching its maximum. It's also important that when you purchase a glue, you look on the back of the glue box. So that's going to say what humidity the glue is best stored at and what humidity the glue goes up to. So if you live in an especially humid place, you're going to want to get a glue that's high humidity. Another main part of retention issues is to make sure that we're shaking and administering our glue. Glue can dry up really fast. It's suggested to put a new glue droplet every 20 minutes. You want to make sure you're shaking your glue pretty aggressively. I would go for about 30 seconds if you can. Shaking your glue actually mixes up all the particles inside the glue, so that's like a very important step with lashing because you want to make sure the glue's mixed and you're getting the best part of the glue all together. I like to mix my glue side to side like this rather than up and down because I just feel like when I do it up and down, a lot of the glue can come up through the nozzle and I don't want to make a mess out of the nozzle or anything because you know how sticky it is. So side to side works best for me. One of the most important topics about adhesive is definitely the shelf life. So the main ingredient in lash glue is cyanoacrylate. I hope I'm saying that right. Your glue is technically only good for 4 weeks after it's open. The reason for this is when cyanoacrylate is introduced to the oxygen, it forms a naturally occurring gas, which is called formaldehyde. And formaldehyde is only good for 4 weeks. So just make sure you're replenishing your glue consistently. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions about adhesive, feel free to comment below or you can direct message me. Thanks guys.